The Fauci hearing in Congress was today, and he pled the fifth 111 times. At one point during this, his lawyer got kicked out. Check this out.
But the attorneys are not recognized. In fact, the attorney was told not to sit at the table, and he's not obeying that recommendation. There's a row behind you, sir. That's where you were told to sit, and you're not. And now you're disrupting the proceedings. And so, look, this is the way Anthony Fauci wants to be remembered. For a lawyer not listening to the rules. That's the way you want to be remembered, and that's what you're going to do. You are not recognized, sir. Security, please remove him from the room.
That's right. Kick his ass out of the fucking courtroom. Yeah, he's not even supposed to be sitting there. Why is he sitting at the desk? He's supposed to be sitting in the back row with everyone else. He's just like, fuck that role, I'm going to sit next to him anyways. Yeah, that's right. Get the fuck out. Take his jacket and his shoes. All right, throw him out into the cold. Stupid bastard. So much happened. Basically, he just pled the fifth on every single freaking question. And what Rand Paul had to say about it was that he's probably going to be held in contempt of Congress because if you have a pardon, you're not allowed to plead the fifth. I didn't know that.
But he was subpoenaed here to testify, refused to answer any questions, even after being directed by the chair and being advised of the law requiring him to do so. He has cited a privilege that is unsupported because of his blanket pardon and because he waived the privilege by testifying at the start. I'm going to give you one more opportunity to comply with the law, limited to the period of your pardon. At any point between January 1st, 2014 and January 19th, 2025, did you destroy any federal record or tell anyone else to?
Under the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
I really thought he was going to answer there for a second because he like pulled out a special card, right? But no, he just said the same thing. John Fetterman got involved. Now, you know when John Fetterman is, you know he's serious when he put a fucking suit on. This guy just wears sweatshirts everywhere. Today, he wore a suit.
It's not about much more your regrets, but I have one. And that is early on that there was the theory that the virus could have emerged from the lab. And early on, that became like a right-wing kinds of theory. And I thought it seemed to make sense. Now, there was a really advanced lab that was close by, and then you have this unknown virus out. So, but that became a very partisan thing. And now it seems now it's more and more emerging theory that that would have come from the lab. Now, I think that the next time our nation's facing something like this, we are not become, as I might have been, blinded by the partisan idea that maybe the truth might come from a side that's different than you are. But I think we should really be willing to pursue truth, no matter where that may have emerged. For all of that.
I don't know what he just said at all. Like I was listening, but I didn't. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck he just said or what that accomplished at all. But yeah, he was there, and he's talking about quote unquote right-wing conspiracies and saying maybe not so conspiracy after all. I do like that part. Fauci wouldn't even answer what day of the week it was. He wouldn't answer what color tie he's wearing. He wouldn't even answer what color the carpet is.
What day of the week is it today?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color tie are you wearing?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color is the carpet in front of you?
Not gonna answer it. So here's this guy explaining how you don't have the Fifth Amendment right if you've been pardoned. So let's go through that.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Let's just get one thing straight. You don't have any rights under the Fifth Amendment because you've been pardoned, as you very well know. As the Supreme Court has been clear for a century and more, Brown versus Walker, 1896, when he has been pardoned, he may not stand upon his privilege. You know that. Your lawyer is sitting behind you now shifting nervously in their chairs. They know it. This isn't about the Constitution. This isn't about the law. This is about contempt. Contempt for this body and contempt for the American people. But I think I know why you're doing it. It's because you don't want to answer questions. It's because you did all kinds of terrible things. It's because during the pandemic you got rich, didn't you? You got rich while people were dying, hundreds of thousands of Americans, over 1 million in the end, and you were getting rich. And not only were you doing that, you were using federal employees with taxpayer money to apply for and solicit cash prizes for you personally. Cash prizes totaling over $1 million. You did all of that.
This guy always cooks. Listen, you got to understand, these guys are all clip farming, okay? Anytime this stuff happens, I'm so content brand, I can just see this a mile away. Because I just live on the internet. I live and breathe content creation, right? This is what I do full time. This is my full-time job. They're all getting their clips because they know that we're all going to share them around 100%. This is the same Twitch streamers do, or just streamers. I say Twitch streamers. Bro, if I was out and about doing stuff with other streamers and I'm in front of their streams and I'm going to try and clip farm. I want people to clip me and shit me. I mean, you can be on whoever side that you want, you know? Like, I agree with, you know, pressing Fauci here on all this stuff, but there's no way in hell he's going to answer any questions. And that's a smart strategy from his side of things. The best thing he can do is not answer shit, which is what he's doing. Don't even answer what color your tie is, right? We can sit here and make fun of him all we want, but his strategy is the best strategy for him in the situation that he's in. The only thing that we have is we have to wait to see if they're going to vote in in this hearing, or I think it's like in a week or something, and they're going to vote to see if he's going to be held in contempt or not. And all the lefties are not going to vote that, and all the righties are. So it just kind of depends on the volume of each in this voting situation. So this woman starts asking him about transgender mice experiments. Let's go.
We have learned that U.S. coronavirus researchers at UNC shipped, quote, humanized or transgenic mice to China by around 2017 for use in their dangerous coronavirus work. Under your NIAID coronavirus, researchers also used
Are you a Republican or Democrat? You can't tell.
In mice
okay,
research.
hold on.
And tax researchers also used aborted baby body parts in mice research.
What the fuck?
And taxpayers paid for them to do that.
That's crazy.
NIH-funded coronavirus researcher Dr. Ralph Barrick and his colleagues at UNC put parts of livers, thymuses, and chunks of human fetal lung that they got from aborted, almost 5-month-old human babies. They put those parts in their research mice. They disgustingly named them BLTL mice and wrote they had created a, quote, sandwich of aborted body parts in the mice. Get it, folks? BLT.
And it's kind of funny, and honestly, I'm fucked up like that though. That's a joke I would tell on stage. Next, bro, I'm writing that down. I'm gonna write down the BLT. That's a fucked up joke. Oh my god, I'm so excited to tell it. Fauci fraudulently claimed ivermectin didn't work, so the government could inject the entire population with emergency use authorized gene therapies. 106 studies involving 200,000 patients show ivermectin. I heard a lot about this. It was all from the Joe Rogan thing, right? A horse dewormer, right? But they like everyone conveniently left out that like ivermectin has like a spin-off brand for horses. It's not like their main thing.
Got the studies right here. There was a website that was tracking the random controlled studies. Here they are, showing 60, 70% efficacy of ivermectin. The same day you say there's no evidence, there was all kinds of evidence. Loved ones had to go to hospitals, had to sue hospitals. Just, would you try it? So I would want to know, to what extent were you involved in sabotaging hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, and did you do that because you knew
he's getting an answer this time?
The only way you get an emergency use authorization for these drugs,
yeah, he's getting an answer this time.
Experimental gene therapy was if there was no effective treatment, you couldn't get the emergency use authorization. So
turn it up. Is it low?
Help sabotage these cheap generic drugs in favor of remdesivir, which, by the way, nurses, are you aware of the fact that nurses called it run, death is near?
He's going to answer. He's going to answer. Yep, this is the one.
Advice of counsel, I respect to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment.
I thought he was going to answer that time. Here's the funniest thing. Here is Fauci previously talking about how he would handle things if he was brought into a congressional hearing like he was today.
All right. The answer is, if there are oversight hearings, I absolutely will cooperate fully and testify before the Congress if asked. You may not know, but I've testified before the Congress a few hundred times.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, over the last 40 years
Okay.
or so. So I have no trouble testifying. We can defend and explain and stand by everything that we've said. So I have nothing to hide.
Which is funny, you know?
Although it pains me to do so, because of the respect I have for the legislative branch of government and my decades-long record of cooperating with Congress, under the advice of my attorneys, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your questions. Thank you.
I thought he had no problem answering questions. I thought he's done this like 50 million times.